There are forces in this world that operate in silence, unseen yet heavy in their influence. Many call it witchcraft, dark energy, or unseen attacks. But let me tell you, its power only exists when you give it space in your mind and in your spirit. Today, I will show you how, in just 60 seconds, you can dissolve its grip, reclaim your strength, and make every attempt against you powerless. When people hear the word witchcraft, the first reaction that arises is often fear. The mind starts to imagine shadows lurking, unseen forces waiting, curses being whispered in the dark. But before we even go further, I want you to pause and recognize something very important. Fear itself is the true weapon, not the ritual, not the spell, not the person who casts it. Fear creates the opening, fear gives permission, fear weakens the spirit. If you understand this, then half the battle is already won. The truth is, power has never belonged to what is outside of you. It has always belonged to what is within. The influence of any dark force cannot truly exist unless it finds a place to settle in your own inner world. Imagine a strong tree standing in the middle of a storm. The wind may howl, the rain may strike, but if the roots are deep, the tree does not fall. Witchcraft curses negative intentions. They are like the storm. They can create noise, they can press against you, but they cannot uproot you unless your roots are shallow. And your roots are your inner strength, your clarity, your awareness. When you believe that something outside of you has more power than the spirit within you, you have already given away your ground. This is how people become vulnerable, not because others truly have control, but because they surrender control unconsciously. No spell has authority over you unless your mind begins to agree with it. No curse can live in you unless your heart makes space for it. What you allow to grow inside of you, that is what shapes your life. So the first step in making witchcraft powerless is not to fight with the darkness outside, but to reclaim the authority of your inner world. You need to remind yourself, my thoughts are mine, my energy is mine, my spirit is mine. Nothing enters without my permission. The one who is awake to this truth walks with an invisible shield. Even if someone tries to harm, the energy they send simply dissolves before it ever reaches. This is why self-awareness is not just philosophy, it is protection. It is like carrying a lantern in the dark. The shadows may appear large, but the moment the light shines, they vanish. When you become aware of your own fears, your doubts, your insecurities, you no longer let them control you. And when those weaknesses no longer control you, no outside force can control you either. So I ask you, where does your power lie? Does it lie in the hands of another? Or has it always been in your own hands, waiting for you to claim it fully? The answer is clear. You are the source of strength. You are the gatekeeper. You are the root unshaken by the storm. What most people don't realize is that energy, whether positive or negative, follows the same law. It can only enter where it is allowed. Nothing can take hold of you unless you give it space to do so. This is why those who practice dark intentions look for cracks, small openings in your thoughts, emotions, or spirit where they can plant seeds of fear. If your mind is scattered, if your emotions are unstable, if your focus is constantly dwelling on what could go wrong, then those cracks widen. And once the cracks are there, energy slips in. But here is the truth: you are the one who decides whether those cracks remain open or whether they are sealed completely. Think about it in very simple terms. When a house is locked, the doors sealed, the windows secured, no thief can enter. They may circle the house, they may knock on the walls, but there is no entry. Your mind works in the same way. If your awareness is sharp, if you are conscious of where your attention goes, then witchcraft or curses find no place to land. They bounce off powerless. Energy flows where attention goes, and if your attention is fixed on fear, that fear begins to grow. If your attention is fixed on strength, then strength multiplies. The choice is always in your hands. Many people unknowingly grant permission to harmful energy simply by obsessing over it. They ask themselves again and again, what if someone is attacking me? What if I am cursed? What if things go wrong? These questions do not protect, they invite. They do not close the door, they open it wider. The more you feed those thoughts, the more you give them reality. But when you shift your focus away from fear and toward resilience, you deny dark forces the very fuel they need to survive. Imagine a fire. It only burns as long as it has oxygen. Remove the oxygen and the fire dies. Witchcraft works the same way. It survives on the oxygen of your fear, your doubt, your constant attention to it. But when you withdraw that attention and redirect your energy toward calm, toward clarity, toward light, the fire burns out. This is why guarding your focus is more than just mental discipline, it is spiritual self-defense. There is incredible freedom in realizing that nothing can enter your energy field without your consent. You are not a victim of unseen forces. You are the gatekeeper of what comes in and what is cast out. Every time you choose not to dwell on negativity, every time you redirect your focus to something empowering, you are sealing the cracks, locking the doors, and strengthening your inner fortress. When you feel an invisible weight pressing on you, when the atmosphere suddenly shifts and fear creeps in, the instinct is to panic or fight against what you cannot see. But there is one tool always within your reach, one that can instantly shift your entire state of being: your breath. It may sound too simple to be true, yet the power of breathing with awareness is one of the greatest defenses against any form of attack, physical or spiritual. Because the moment you control your breath, you control your energy, and when you control your energy, nothing outside of you can control you. Notice what happens when fear enters. The body tenses, the chest tightens, breathing becomes shallow. This is not a coincidence. Fear hijacks the breath, because when the breath is disturbed, the mind loses balance. And when the mind loses balance, the door opens for outside forces to take hold. But the reverse is also true. The moment you bring the breath back under control, the grip of fear begins to dissolve. The simple act of breathing deeply, slowly, and consciously pulls you back into the present moment. And in the present, no dark power can touch you. Take one deep breath right now and notice how it feels. Inhale slowly, filling your lungs, and exhale fully, releasing everything that does not belong. In that single cycle of breath, you have already interrupted the chain of fear. You have already broken the pattern that dark energy depends on. With every conscious breath, you are reminding yourself that you are here, that you are steady, that your spirit cannot be shaken. This is why the breath is not just biology, it is alignment. It is the bridge between your body, your mind, and your spirit. In moments of spiritual attack, you do not need to shout, you do not need to struggle, you do not need to run, you need only to breathe. Because breath carries life, and where life is consciously directed, no death energy can survive. When you practice this often, it becomes second nature. Instead of spiraling into panic, you anchor yourself in calm. Instead of being pulled into the storm, you become the stillness within it. And this shift can happen in seconds, not hours. With each breath, you reclaim authority over your space, you reset your energy, and you make witchcraft powerless to reach you. So whenever the unseen tries to shake you, do not give it your panic, give it your breath. Because in that breath lies your freedom, and in that freedom, every curse breaks before it can ever touch you. In moments when you feel targeted, when the atmosphere feels heavy, or when doubts try to creep in, you don't need hours of meditation or long rituals to find protection. In truth, your body and your mind already carry everything you need. Within just 60 seconds, you can shift from vulnerability to complete strength if you know how to align yourself. It begins with the way you hold your body. Straighten your back, lift your head, and allow your chest to expand. The moment you do this, you are signaling to your mind and to your energy that you are no longer in a position of fear. The body leads, and the spirit follows. Next, you draw the breath deep into your lungs. Not shallow, not rushed, but full and intentional. This breath acts as a reset button, cutting through fear, dissolving tension, and anchoring you in the present moment. Each inhale is a gathering of strength, and each exhale is the release of everything that does not belong. In less than 10 seconds, you are no longer the same as you were before. Now comes the part many overlook: visualization. As you breathe and as you stand tall, imagine a light surrounding you. Not a small flicker, but a radiant glow expanding from your chest outward, forming a shield that no darkness can penetrate. See it as clear as you can. The stronger you see it, the stronger it becomes. That light is not imaginary. It is the outward expression of the power you already carry inside. You are simply choosing to give it form. As you hold this image, speak silently or aloud a simple affirmation: I am untouchable. My spirit cannot be broken. No force has power over me. These words are not just sounds. They are commands you are giving to your mind, your body, and your energy field. The moment you declare them, you are taking back authority, sealing every crack, and closing every door where weakness could enter. By the time 60 seconds pass, everything has shifted. You are no longer slouched or doubting. You are aligned, body strong, breath steady, mind focused, spirit radiant, and alignment itself is power. Those who send curses or dark intentions cannot connect with you anymore, because there is nothing in you that resonates with their energy. Like trying to light a fire in the rain, their efforts simply fade away. This is the inner armor technique. Simple, fast, unshakable, and when practiced daily, It becomes natural. You won't need to think about it. It will be who you are. And once it becomes who you are, no witchcraft, no curse, no dark thought can touch you, because you are already beyond its reach. So much of the fear surrounding witchcraft comes from the idea that it can only bring harm, that it is something designed to crush you, weaken you, or take away your peace. But what if I told you that the very thing meant to destroy you could become the very thing that strengthens you? This is the hidden power in every negative force. It can either break you down or it can train you to rise higher. The difference lies only in how you choose to respond. When fear comes, most people run from it. When they sense darkness, they hide. But every time you run, you teach yourself that the fear is bigger than you. And every time you hide, you leave your strength untouched, unused, waiting inside you. But the moment you turn toward that fear, the moment you face the darkness without running, it loses its sharpness. What once felt like an unstoppable force suddenly becomes nothing more than a challenge, an opportunity to prove to yourself how unshakable you truly are. Think of the strongest metals in the world. They do not become strong by avoiding the fire. They become strong because they are placed in the fire and come out refined. In the same way, when negative forces press against you, when curses are spoken or harmful energy is directed your way, you are standing in the fire. But if you choose to see that fire as a test, if you allow it to forge you instead of frighten you, you emerge from it harder to break, stronger in spirit, clearer in mind. This shift is not about denying that negativity exists. It is about refusing to let negativity define you. Every attack you face is fuel for resilience, fuel for growth, fuel for unshakable inner strength. Instead of asking, why is this happening to me? Ask, what strength is this trying to awaken in me? That single change of perspective transforms you from a victim into a master of your own path. Over time, what happens is remarkable. The very forces that once made you tremble become the reason you walk with such unbreakable confidence. The energy meant to harm you becomes the training ground that prepared you. And soon, others look at you and wonder how nothing seems to shake you anymore. But you will know it is not because life became easier, it is because you learned to turn every shadow into light, every curse into fuel, every challenge into growth. So do not fear the darkness when it comes. Do not run from the pressure of unseen forces. Stand in it, breathe in it, and use it. Because what was meant to weaken you will only make you stronger. And that is how witchcraft loses every bit of power over you. True protection is never something you put on once and then forget about. It is not a single act, a quick ritual, or a one-time defense. Real protection is a way of living, a way of carrying yourself daily so that negativity, curses, or witchcraft have no space to cling to you. It is about creating an inner atmosphere so strong and so clear that darkness cannot survive in it. When you wake in the morning, the very first thoughts you choose already begin shaping your shield. If your mind immediately runs toward fear, stress, or anger, then your energy becomes unsettled and cracks appear. But if your first thoughts are rooted in gratitude, in strength, in clarity, then you set the tone for your entire day. Gratitude, especially, is one of the most powerful forms of armor. Why? Because it instantly lifts your vibration to a level where curses cannot connect. Dark energy cannot thrive in a spirit that is full of appreciation for life. And it is not just about thoughts, it is about how you carry your body. When you walk with awareness, shoulders back, breath steady, eyes open, you radiate strength. The world can sense it, and so can any force that might attempt to approach you. Weakness attracts attacks, alignment repels them. When your energy is centered, when your spirit is awake, there is nothing for darkness to hold on to. But here is the deeper truth: this state is not built in a single moment. It is built in the small habits you practice every day. Taking time to breathe consciously, even if only for a minute. Pausing to realign yourself when emotions become heavy. Choosing not to feed gossip, negativity, or endless fear-based conversations. Every small choice like this adds another layer of strength to your inner shield. And the stronger that shield becomes, the less you even think about needing protection. Because you are already living from a place beyond harm. Soon, you will notice something powerful. Instead of worrying about curses or attacks, your focus will be entirely on growth, on purpose, on light. And when your attention is fixed on higher things, you naturally rise above the level where those lower forces operate. It is like climbing a mountain. At the bottom, the air is heavy and crowded, but as you ascend, the air becomes lighter, clearer, freer. The same happens with your spirit. Live daily with awareness, gratitude, and alignment, and you rise beyond the reach of any witchcraft. So remember, protection is not a single action, it is a lifestyle. And when you live in this way, no darkness, no curse, no unseen hand can touch you, because you have already chosen to live beyond its reach.